Hello guys, welcome here to another edition of Out of Turn 4. I am Brian here. Coming up, we are going to recap SRX at Stafford, race number 1 at Stafford. Race number 2 at Stafford is this weekend, of course, for those who don't know. Of course, the flooding in Vermont forced the race to have to go to Stafford. So, we're going to recap the first race there. We're also going to talk IndyCar at Toronto, and then we're going to talk NASCAR at New Hampshire. So that's all coming your way. And then, of course, we'll have some of the latest silly season news here for you and our picks for the upcoming weekend. So stay tuned. That's all coming your way. We'll start with SRX. Sorry, I'm pulling up some of the news right now, kind of doing this on the fly. Since I'm short on time today, again. But yeah, so we begin with SRX, and of course SRX was at Stafford. Denny Hamlin won the race in a rain-shortened race. First start, first win. Likely only start from what I'm understanding. Denny did a good job. I know he was working his way through the field most of the race, so it doesn't come as a surprise to me that he went on to win. Of course, great race overall. As far as the ESPN goes, they did a pretty good job. They had a few errors. You got to give them a few mulligans here in the first broadcast. But I still think they're light years better than NBC. But again, we'll see how the next few races go. See if I don't think my mind's gonna change on this. So we'll just see how the next few races go. Then we go to IndyCar at Toronto, and Christian Lundgaard holds on to win his first career race at Mid-Ohio. Of course, he's had quite a few poles. He's had quite a few starts up front. So this is not really a surprise. But wow, all I can say is congratulations to him. He finally gets to shave that little mustache that he's been growing since the off season. So congratulations to him, and even better for Rahal Letterman Lanigan. Of course, it's been well documented how poor RLL's results have been all year. Of course, Graham missing the 500, 3 of their cars having to essentially race their way in. So it has not been a good year for them, and I'm glad they finally at least have one bright spot, if anything, and that, of course, is Christian Lundgaard's win. And on top of it, it improves, I think, Christian Lundgaard's stock going into the offseason. Now, I'm sure he's going to be back at Rahal Letterman Lanigan. But, if he does want to go to a bigger team, I feel like this improves that stock for him. I feel like, it's definitely going to help him in the long run. And just glad to see, honestly. Christian's a good driver. Very deserving of the ride, and he proved why. Bobby Rahal took a chance on him coming over from F2. So great win, great run for him. And of course, beating Alex Palou, by the way, who had to start basically mid to the back of the pack and came back to finish second. But to beat Alex Palou, I think, says a lot about Christian Lundgaard's car and Christian Lundgaard's run at Toronto. So congratulations to him. I can't say that enough. This is really the only race I got to watch this weekend, unfortunately. I feel bad about that. So with that, let's move on to NASCAR at New Hampshire. We begin with the Xfinity Series. John Hunter Nemechek, man, he is asserting himself as the championship favorite with his 4th win, I believe, of the season at New Hampshire. Congrats to him. Again, didn't watch much of the race, but it looked, he looked good. He's looking good. He's peaking at the right point. And, of course, now I think without question he's a championship favorite. And he's really, putting his name out there. Ultimately, he's proving this step down, 2 steps backward to go forward is working. So, just remarkable. Congratulations to him as well on a remarkable run. So, of course, now we're on to the Cup Series. Of course, for those who don't know, Cup Series was delayed until Monday afternoon, which is when I'm recording now. So, Martin Truex Jr. hangs on to win. No surprise, this track has been a big Toyota track for the last few years. So Truex really asserting himself. If it's not William Byron, it's Martin Truex right now. These two are the clear-cut favorites as it stands, and just, can't wait to see them continue to, can't wait to see what they can do as we go into the playoffs, which is coming up real soon. We've only got 6 more races until the playoffs, and of course we go to Pocono this weekend. Martin Truex was also asked about retirement. He has said bad at making decisions, so we don't know yet. I imagine he'll be back. Maybe if he wins the title he reconsiders, but I think he'll be back. I think there's no way he won't be at this point. So we begin now with the NASCAR news, and of course, sorry, I'm pulling up IndyCar news, seeing if I'm missing anything there. Don't think I am. Of course, we know Simon Pagenaud is still out. Tom Blomqvist drove the 60. Is expected to move to IndyCar next year from some of the rumors that are swirling around, so good to see him get some seat time. Unfortunately, not exactly a great result for him, but, we'll see what happens. So we begin with Sheldon Creed. Of course, Sheldon Creed will be making his NASCAR Cup Series debut in Kansas during the playoffs. Sheldon Creed, he's had such bad luck, man. When it comes to Xfinity races, he has had bad luck. He's been so close yet so far. But good to see him get his Cup debut. He'll be driving the Live Fast Motorsports number 78. And good luck to him. Hopefully he can build his stock in terms of moving up the ladder. It's not going to happen this offseason, if I had to guess. I don't think it'll happen this offseason. But, certainly looking at 2025, 2026, I think he's going to build that stock up and hopefully have his name out there, of course, when those off seasons roll around. Chase Elliott, he's going to drive the Pocono Xfinity race with Hendrick Motorsports, driving that number 17, and hope to God it doesn't rain out, because otherwise he won't be driving. So, good for Chase to get some more seat time, especially going to Pocono, another Toyota kind of dominated track based on last year. Of course, we know Chase Elliott won by disqualification of Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. So I'm just hoping that, this extra seat time can help put him in a good situation going into the Cup Series. We know he is 60 points back of the cut line, a little over 60 points back of that cut line, which is, between McDowell and Suarez and others right now, and Bubba Wallace, of course. So he needs all the seat time he can get at these tracks where he can do double duty. And, he needs to find something. He has not been up to par this year. Certainly has been a rough go for him. So, we'll see what happens. I'm sure, he'll probably dominate the Xfinity race, because it seems like anytime Hendrick enters that 17, it's destined to basically win. So good luck to Chase. We'll see if he makes the field, and we'll see how he performs. So the worst kept secret in the garage, by the way, and I'll just finish up with this. Busch Light has agreed to a multi-year deal with Team Trackhouse, and more specifically Ross Chastain. Big sponsorship signing for him. And I said it when these rumors came out, that this was a sponsor that was going to secure his future in the NASCAR Cup Series. And this is it. He is not, like I said, there's no going back now. He is the man that is going to be in the Cup Series for a long time. So gear up, guys. Ross Chastain lovers, Ross Chastain haters. He's here to stay now. And with sponsorship like that, he is going to have top Cup teams looking at him constantly. Even if this whole Trackhouse thing doesn't work out, he is always going to have a ride if this sponsor stays with him. So great job for Ross. Great move for him. Very well deserved. And can't wait to see the Busch Light colors. Maybe even see a Busch Light watermelon beer come out maybe next summer instead of the peach, Just throwing that idea out there. I'm not the first one. Okay? I can't take credit for that. I'm not the first. I'm absolutely not going to be the last to suggest that. Alright, with that, let's make our picks. IndyCar at Iowa. I'm going to pick Joseph Newgarden to win one of the races. I'm going to pick Alex Palou to win the second. So again, Newgarden, Palou. I don't actually no necessary order, or whatever you want to say. I'm tired, so forgive me. But I'm going to pick those two. Truck Series at Pocono. Sorry, I pulled up the Xfinity entry list. I'm going to pick Kyle Busch. I think this is the weekend he's finally going to break into victory lane with that KBM truck. I think he's going to get another win for them. So Kyle Busch is my pick. Of course, Christopher Bell is also going to run in the race, as will Ross Chastain. But again, I'm going to go Kyle Busch. I think he's going to get the job done. Xfinity Series, I'm going to go Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott's going to win the race. And we'll see how that works out for him. Alright, that's all we got here on Out of Turn 4. Sorry for another short episode, guys. I'm constantly recording on the fly, and it's a busy time of year. So we thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Tune in to No Final Bell tomorrow afternoon, I believe it is, on our YouTube channel here. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday for another edition of Out of Turn 4. Until then, bye everyone.